friends, it's Miss Amber, and we're back at Miss Amber's house for another lesson. Last time I saw you, we did a little bit of exploring with our nest that I found in my backyard, and we determined that a bird probably lived in it. And then I know you and Miss Marie are talking about seeds and the life cycle of a seed. So I thought, nest? A bird lives in a nest. Seeds? Well, birds like to eat seeds. Maybe I could do a lesson about birds eating seeds. How do birds eat seeds? How do birds eat anything? Do they only eat seeds? They don't only eat seeds. Remember my watering can? She's a flamingo. She has a beak. Flamingos are special kinds of birds. They live near the water, so their beaks are made to help them eat things out of the water. They actually have kind of like holes in their beaks, like a filtering system, to help them scoop through the water, collect all the good things like shrimp, little bugs, maybe little tiny fish. Gets all those good things, and it just lets all the water and the sandiness fall out of the mouth so that the flamingo just gets some delicious dinner instead of a mouthful of sand. But that's not the only kind of bird that there is. There's lots of kinds of birds, and they all have different kinds of beaks. So today we're gonna take some objects that you might have around your house, like tongs and tweezers. Maybe you have some chopsticks or some pliers in a toolbox. You're also gonna need a spoon, one with holes in it. But you can also use like a scooper spoon or a big flat spoon, because beaks, like spoons, come in all different shapes and sizes, and they're all kind of useful. I also have here a skewer. You could use chopsticks, that would be a great idea. But there's one kind of bird who helps spread pollen from flower to flower. They have very thin beaks that are almost like a straw. Kind of like how you would put a straw in a juice box and, well, these birds put their beaks in a flower and drink up all the nectar from a flower. Do you know what those birds are called? The birds that do that? They beat their wings very, very fast. Some of the fastest flyers that we have. They're hummingbirds, and they drink nectar with their long, thin beaks. Kind of the opposite of a flamingo, or like a duck, who has a big spoon beak, especially if they live in the water. So let's see what I have. Behind me, I've started a graph of all the items and the utensils I've used, but I need to probably show you some of them. I don't have any seeds at my house, so I'm pretending like this pasta is seeds. I'm really good at pretending. You can probably pretend too if you don't really have seeds at home. If you really have seeds, you can use those. But this pasta is cooked, and I can eat it. Those are my leftovers. I also have some worms here, because birds love worms, but they're not really worms. They're hair ties. I also know that some birds like to eat fish because they live near the water. So I have here a lake full of fish or tomatoes. I wanted to make sure I was using some things that I could really eat in case I wanted to show you how to eat food. But we can't eat hair ties. Birds wouldn't eat those either, but they might eat tomatoes. Oh, so those are my fish. Let's put them over here where you can't see them. And my worms and my seeds. I even have some tiny bugs over here, which is really sugar. Sugar is not white, it's actually brown. It's called turbinado, sugar in the raw. Let's see. Oh yeah, some birds like to eat bigger animals like snakes and frogs and mice. So I have a big bowl down here filled with snakes and frogs and mice, AKA socks. I'm pretending like my socks are frogs and mice today because Miss Amber is not gonna bring real frogs and mice into her house. Absolutely not, no. That's your choice. So let's see. On my graph, I have tongs, tweezer, slotted spoon, chopsticks, worms, seeds, tiny bugs, fish, and snakes. I've labeled all my items and now I can do an experiment and see which ones are going to work. Let's see. I already tried my tongs with my seeds. Let me show you how well that worked. I'm being a bird, so we're going in this way. We're not going in sideways. That's not really how birds open their mouths. Does it work? Did we get some orzo? Yes, we did. The tongs work really well to pick up our little tiny seeds. Let's see how our tweezers do. Ready? You can get about one seed at a time. It might take you a long time to eat your dinner. I dropped it. So yeah, the tweezers work too. They just don't bring as much food home. But that's okay. Now let's try. How about our worms? Do you think our tweezers will work there? Absolutely. Very tiny. What about our tongs? Are they going to be too big? Let's see. Nope. Oops. Tongs work great to pick up worms. Let's go ahead and look at our fish. Now, if we're going in like a bird and we stab into the water, it's a lot of extra water. It's kind of hard to, oh, it's really wet. It's a lot of extra water in our beak. I wonder if there's another kind of beak we could use to get more tomatoes and less water. Tongs gave us one tomato. Tweezers, they can't even reach the tomatoes. Do you think our skewer is gonna help us drink up all the water? Be a lot of water. Let's try our spoon. Now a normal spoon doesn't have holes. So all that water is still in the spoon. Aquatic birds have filters built into their beaks. So when they dive in to catch fish, they can scoop up a bunch of fish, and where does the water stay? In the water, in the bowl, in the lake, in the pond, because it all falls out of their filtration system. We'll have to fish these guys out later. Let's make sure we mark it on our graph so our research does not go to waste. Fish, tongs and tweezers. Nope. Slotted spoon. Absolutely yes. It was very helpful to eat our fake fish tomatoes. And now, just like every day after we finish a lesson with Miss Amber, we'll go ahead and do some meditation. Bring my pretend table back out here. Grab my candle and my matches, and then we can get ready to do meditation together. Now remember, when I do meditation, we're gonna light a candle You don't need to light one at home. I'm gonna light the candle. When I blow it out, it's time to open your eyes and meditation's over. Are you ready? 1, 2, and 3. Thank you for joining me for meditation. Thank you for joining me to talk about different types of beaks at home. You can feel free to test out different items you have and pretend that you're a bird with a beak. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later this week, maybe on Zoom, or maybe I'll see you next week again here on the computer, on YouTube. Either way, I cannot wait and I miss you very much. But for now, we'll say goodbye. Goodbye, Alaya and Emma. Goodbye, Colette and Nina. Goodbye, Ollie. Goodbye, Carmine. Goodbye, Anthony and Benson and Stone. Goodbye, Sam, and goodbye, Jacob. I miss you all very, very much. Oh, and goodbye, Miss Marie. And goodbye, Mila. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.